We live in a nation of weedy and grimy driveways and patios. The obvious solution is a pressure washer, but they can be cumbersome and messy, and they use loads of water. Plus, they're not cheap, with the market leader costing around £250. Could there be an alternative? Allow me to introduce the multi-brush. Instead of using water to blast grime, they have spinning brushes. I found two that I'm going to put to the test, one premium and one budget. They're both cheaper than Britain's favourite pressure washer, but is either of them a better buy? My premium pick is the Gloria Multi-Brush Lithium Iron Plus at £146. It has flexible speed control and it's cordless, but the 18-volt Bosch-type battery you need costs extra. We paid £54 for this 2.5 amp-hour battery with charger. And the total, £200, isn't far off the cost of a good pressure washer. It has two head attachments, a nylon brush roller for hard surfaces, and a brass-coated steel wire brush for cleaning joints. My budget pick is the Garden Gear Multi-Cleaning Brush. This one's mains-powered and has 5 power settings. At £89.99, it costs less than half the price of the Gloria with its battery. It comes with 3 head attachments, a 16.5cm wide nylon brush for patio slabs and decking, a metal brush for weeds, and a narrow nylon brush for other debris. My partner in grime today is Blake Clouser. He runs patio cleaning company Rhino Blast in Essex, who usually use pressure washers. From Billericay to Basildon, we'd shake with fear when Blake gets near. Blake, thank you for coming along to help us out.
No problem, thanks for having us along, John.
What are your first impressions? What do these actually feel like?
Feel a little bit of a difference in the more premium one. The Gloria has a little bit of better weight balance, but it'd be best to test it first to really see how they do.
Right. The patio awaits. First, look at these little terrors. I want to see how the brushes tackle weeding. What would you normally use to get rid of weeds on a patio like this?
Typically, we use a pressure washer for doing this, and we could probably get this job done usually in about sort of 10 minutes or so.
Right. For this test, I'm using the premium Gloria, and Blake is using the budget Garden Gear.
Oi.
The premium Gloria spins up to 1800 RPM and has a runtime of 30 to 50 minutes. And it seems to be pretty easy to follow the track you want, and it seems to be getting rid of the weeds.
Could also get up to the edge of things if I needed to, if there was a wall there, for example.
With this, you wouldn't even be able to get up to the edges because of the design of it.
As it's corded, you never need to worry about the budget Garden Gear's battery running out. But it's heavier than the premium Gloria and is proving tricky to control.
This one's terrible to use. This is jumping about everywhere.
It's clear that the premium Gloria is better balanced than the budget Garden Gear.
I think this one's doing quite well, actually, the Gloria holding its position.
Let me try out yours.
Yeah,
quickly,
you
John.
should try the...
Yeah, it's a lot easier to control this one. If you try out that one...
Oh, this is hopeless. And you can't even see where it is.
No, you can't see what you're doing at all.
After around 10 minutes, the result is clear.
I didn't expect to find this garden task enjoyable, and yet I did.
John, I'm having the complete opposite experience. It was very difficult to use, and because of the splash guard as well, you can't actually see what you're doing. So most of the time, you're just sort of guessing at where you're actually going over.
So I think the Garden Gear is definitely the loser.
Definitely.
In the weeding round, with the Gloria the winner.
100%.
On to test 2, our typically stained and patchy driveway.
What is all that dirt?
It's a mix of algae and mould. The black mould is the hardest to get up.
What would you normally use to get rid of that?
What we'd use is sodium hypochlorite, which is a very, very strong version of bleach.
So obviously that involves fluids. Now, it's interesting, with the Gloria, they say you can use water, but that it should be able to clean this sort of stuff dry. With the Garden Gear, they say you shouldn't use water, you should only use it dry.
We'll have to give it a test.
For this test, we're swapping to the wide nylon brushes, and Blake's finding it tricky on the premium Gloria.
Getting this in is a little bit of a struggle because it doesn't completely line up. You have to sort of, like, move it around a bit for it to go on properly.
Some jiggling in the process.
Yeah, there you go.
The budget Garden Gear,
This bit dangles about.
isn't any easier to assemble.
There we are. Neither of them completely straightforward.
I think that was a draw on that one. They both was just as awkward as each other, I think.
Right, well, let's get cracking on the drive.
John, let's do it.
Blake's using the premium Gloria with a fully charged battery, and I've got the budget garden gear.
John, how'd you find it?
Well, it's quite easy to do, and it looks as though it's doing something. And if anything, the cheap one, the garden gear, seems to be doing a better job.
I totally agree. This one's not doing as much as yours is, nowhere near.
Both machines are running at full speed, and the premium Gloria's battery has only lasted 32 minutes.
I've only managed to do about half so far, and it's already gone out on me.
Oh, right. I'm going to continue on corded mains power.
For the purposes of our test, we have a spare battery, but a full recharge takes around an hour.
What do you find about the controls on the Gloria?
It's not too bad, actually. Nice and easy to use. How'd you find yours?
So, inevitably, the cord gets in the way a bit. And on the other hand, it seems to be attacking it with a bit of vim. This bit looks quite clean.
I mean, it's going over the surface dirt really nicely, but the actual algae itself isn't coming off at all.
Oh, right.
After an hour's cleaning, it's time to take stock.
Well, I kind of think we've done the best we can.
I think we've been at this for a bit of a long time, to be honest
Yes,
with you.
I'm feeling slightly tired. Shall we go and have a sit down?
Sounds good to me.
Right. Oh. Would you be happy with this at the end of your day's work? Would your customers be happy?
Definitely not. There's no chance I'd ever leave my customers' drive looking anything like this.
All right.
Don't get me wrong, it's got the actual surface level dirt off, but you can clearly see that it's just still a lot left over.
Right. So, I mean, was there any difference between the two in the driveway test?
The garden gig, the cheaper one, did a better job because it's bigger and it seemed more powerful. And with the more premium one, the Gloria, I ran out of battery.
So, the cheaper garden gear is a decent value way to spruce up your driveway. But neither of these have proven to be strong all-rounders. When it comes to blasting weeds and thoroughly cleaning drives, a good, affordable pressure washer is still the most effective choice.